if this was the last video that I ever got to make, this is what I want to tell everybody. What's planned for at least all of America? Who knows what other continent? What's being planned is the tech giants are going to use their equipment, their secret tech, and they're going to frequency blast everybody until your parasites go rabid and start to core you out like an apple. That's the plan. And so this is why the parasite information that I'm sharing with people it's being blocked. This is why the government tried to delete me. They had a hospice room in Missoula, Montana set up for me. And I saw all these agents. They were flying in military helicopters, black boxes, all sorts of things were happening around me. But I was too busy paying attention to my parasite detox and doing my spiritual awakening journey, as well as a few other things. I have a lot of irons in the fire. But this is what they're planning for everybody. All of this equipment around us does not matter if you have it, your neighbor has it, or your neighbor's neighbor on the other side has it. So via, they can use the satellites in the sky. They also have satellites posted in different areas, plus they have the 5G towers. And so it is their plan to frequency blast everybody. And in the chemtrails, they have chemicals with CGI effects. And so while your parasites are losing their shit inside of you, making it look like you're the one going crazy, everybody will dismiss you as, oh, she's crazy. Yeah. And that's because they're frequency blasting the parasites on the inside, and nobody can see that. Doctors are in on it. The Vatican is in on it. And I see that all governments on all continents are participating on some level, whether they're cleaning up their citizens and making sure their citizens survive this event or not. And what people don't realize is that the Navy even is preparing for zombies. So what happens when the parasites completely take over your body? You're no longer you. This is why offloading them is important. Eventually, they core you out, take control of the body, and then that's when you become the walking dead. Because your soul has no room to exist in the vessel with that many parasites. Once you're at 100%, it's lights out for you. Your body will keep moving because the parasites are then controlling them, the body. How do I know this? I had a close shave. Again, they had a hospice room waiting for me in Missoula, Montana. And this is the same information that some of these scientists came across. They probably had bigger information than what I do, but this is the most pertinent for citizens to know. I don't know what other country this is happening in, but they're calling it the Havana syndrome. That's not what it is. What it is frequency. It's science from Albert Einstein. And they frequency blast people. You can't hear it. You don't know this is happening. So they're using the same, when people gather earthworms for fishing, they use frequency emitters to get the worms to come to the surface so that they can gather them for fishing. It's the same effect as Native American drumming. Do you know rain dance is supposed to be in the spring. Rain dance is supposed to be in April or May, not the fall. And so all cultures used to have a rain dance that simulated these things and helped it rain, because the frequency and the vibrations sends the message to the planet. And it's no longer getting that. That is why they have to control the weather with chemicals. But that's not the only reason why they're up there. They're dropping CGI. So when they frequency blast everybody and the parasites come alive, they can really put on a good show and scare the shit out of everybody legitimately. And so people need to be aware of this. This has been in the works for years, probably longer than I've been alive. And the whole reason for the Project Looking Glass, Project MK Ultra, Project Naomi, all these different projects and operations that they put into place was so that they could stop people like me from telling everybody what they were planning. Because nature actually has its own way of dealing with things, and that's who's going to be dealing with them. Because, you want to know why? By me choosing to offload as many parasites as I have, I defied the current construct. I defied nature. Right now, everything has parasites, but that's because it's the world, the entire world is set up on a parasite agenda. They call this the Archons, the reptilians, all of these conspiracies. It's parasites in our systems, and it's all things built to drive our parasites crazy so that the elite can make a getaway, can run the planet into the ground while we're defenseless. I dare say that potentially is what is behind religion and the whole awakening journey, is an agenda to offload people. So this circles back to World War II, flushing out the psychics, flushing out the people with extra abilities, not only flushing them out, but potentially giving them bigger abilities. And so they've realized what shitstorm they've already started, and they tried to stop that. But by trying to stop it, they made things worse. Like, the U.S. government is, like, on all levels, they are only making things worse for everybody. More so themselves. By trying to stop me, by trying to delete me, they doomed themselves. People who exist in the supernatural realm are like the Native Americans knew that you didn't touch that. You left that person alone for very specific reasons, because you will bring hell and damnation not just upon yourself, but upon the entire planet for touching that person. And that's where we're at. And so this is why all of the prophecies are coming out, because the U.S. government, not just the U.S. government, somebody made a very, very big mistake when they laid hands on me. And that's where things are going. So get serious about offloading your parasites. You have to get away from all American culture, because that is a parasite culture. You need to be offloading with Ayurvedic medicine. Western medicine is a lie. It will not help you offload your parasites. Western medicine is designed to feed the parasites and hold them in place for the consumer agenda, because they need a golden era. Because they're never happy with what they have. They will always want more. What they have, having their needs met will never be enough. Having everything will never be enough. And that's because they have more parasites than I did.